Typically, vault is the higher scoring event, and so most teams use that as a way to break up into the top of the standings. Kelsey Ericksen, the sophomore, will be next now on the uneven bars. She had a shaky performance, unfortunately, on the floor exercise. Put her hands down. See how she recovers from that.
Come on, baby.
This is a very important part of the new foundation at Georgia. They're building around for the next 2 or 3 years, bringing up their freshmen. This is someone they count on for big gymnastics. And boy, you're seeing it here on this event. Nice, big, high-flying release moves. And good form.
Come on.
Hard to stick those dismounts right off the bat. Got to get used to the competition.
Very nice. That was beautiful.
We said to Suzanne Yakulin yesterday, how's your team going to do? And she goes, I lost 9 people from my team last year. Most of my performances, I got 5 new freshmen. She goes, I have no idea what to expect from these freshmen.
No deductions on the up until the last routine. Oh, very nice routine. Very nice routine of the season. Okay, you were trying to compensate a little bit. Good job. Good job, you guys.
All right, here are the scores for Georgia on the bars. 9-3, 7-5. 9-3. Those are the 2 lowest scores in that rotation, and hopefully they'll have one more strong performance to drop one of those 2 scores. 9.8 for Ericksen on the bars. Kelsey Ericksen redeems herself after a shaky floor performance and comes up with a big 9.8 for Georgia on the uneven bars. Now to the balance beam. Arizona having a terrific, solid competition. Bill Ryden is their head coach.
They were until they got to this event. We've seen a couple low scores, a 9.175 from Jamie Shell, and then right before Danielle, Monica Basorti went up with a 9.2. Count one of those.
Danielle Hicks, an All-American, Olympic trials competitor. She competes, an All-American. She is an all-around performer. One of 4 athletes on the team from Arizona. A member of the Canadian national team. Back in 2002, she won bronze in the Commonwealth Games. Coach Ryden excited about this team. They have 11 returning gymnasts from last year. 16. Very tough schedule. They'll be going against 12 of the top 25 teams throughout this competitive season.
All right, good routine to come back with.
Kathy, you mentioned their team scores, and remember, this is a team event first and foremost. They had 1.98 from Katie Johnson, but there are 9.725 Jamie Deuce, but a couple of low scores there. Preseason poll picked Arizona 13th. Let's quickly go over to Penn State on the floor.
Oh! Shot her out of bounds.
This is Lisa Clark, the senior. She's a transfer from Auburn University. Really a 3-event person. Floor, vault, and beam primarily. She's from Philadelphia originally. By the way, the score on the balance beam for Danielle Hicks, a 9.675, so that'll help Arizona after a couple of shaky performances over there.
Really amazing comeback story here. They took a chance on accepting her from Auburn. Had some disciplinary problems last year, but she has made a complete turnaround. She's really come back to help this team, so coach is thrilled about that. Nice double back at the end.
All right, nice performance for Penn State. Exciting gymnastics, more to come. Georgia goes to the dreaded balance beam. And Alabama to the floor when we come back. Well, there's 8,119 raving fans here tonight to see the Super 6 Challenge of Gymnastics. It's the second highest crowd in the history of the University of Florida Gymnastics. Congratulations to all those happy folks enjoying a great night of gymnastics. 6 of the best teams in the country here to compete. Here are the standings after 4 rotations. Georgia and Florida, the top 2. Arizona has dropped to 3rd. Florida moved back up to 2nd after a strong performance on the vault. There are your top 6. All right, here is the rotation order. Remember, 4 teams are competing, 2 are on buys. So Penn State is at vault, Iowa's at the bars, Georgia on beam, Alabama on floor, Arizona and Florida are on the buys in this rotation. All right, now we go to the balance beam. Georgia, Audrey Bowers, the freshman out of Lilburn, Georgia. Kathy, you'll like this. She was 7-time level 10 qualifier to nationals. She was also the homecoming queen and Miss Congeniality at her school.
She got it all.
And a fine gymnast to boot.
Getting lots of experience here right off the bat, and that's what most of the coaches want to do. They want to give their freshmen experience early in the season, so in case they need them in pressure events later, they're not being thrown out there for the first time. So they're playing with the lineup, getting the freshmen used to competing in this crowd, with this type of crowd.
Okay. We're okay. I don't know. Okay, Audrey, take a breath.
How can you not get caught up in Suzanne Yakelin's enthusiasm? They've won this competition 2
Said we turned in
times.
the wrong order. We did. Said we had Audrey first. We didn't.
13 times she's won SEC championship, and Georgia has won the NCAA championship 5 times. So they know what they're doing, and she knows how to bring this young team along just right.
So you can see the nerves building up, waiting for that judge's hand to go up.
Brittany Smith was the first performer for Georgia on the beam, a 9.7, so a great start.
And Georgia typically comes out strong right at the front of the season. So Suzanne said they're doing it a little differently this year because they're so young. She wants to start out slower and build as difficulty as they go along. Nice difficulty through layout step outs.
But she did mention that they typically go for very difficult routines.
She loves the big, flashy tricks, especially on floor. She likes opening with just the biggest and the best. The scoring system allows for some conservative type gymnastics as well. And that's one of the problems actually in the scoring system, because it doesn't separate the gymnasts quite enough. The ones who are doing really huge gymnastic skills don't quite get enough credit.
Although I have to admit there is a lot of parity in women's collegiate gymnastics.
That's what it makes it thrill. Exactly. It makes it exciting and makes all the competitions good.
Beautiful
Makes the judges'
a little low in that system.
job tough, makes our job tough. Because we might recognize that, wow, that has a lot more difficulty, but it's going to get a very similar score to one that might not quite have the same difficulty, but would be very clean.
Even Suzanne Yakelin said that she'd like to see if they would devalue some of the skills to bring the scores a little bit down so that they can further separate the
Go
gymnasts.
up and play. You're there. You're going to be high, so be ready. Okay, you got it.
I'm pumped up.
Ashley, go put your foot on the mat. Hold the mat for her. Michelle, do you want to...
It's teamwork. You think one person's on the balance beam? Nope, the whole team is in it together.
9.75, the score for Audrey Bowers. This is Michelle Emmons.
The lone senior.
She is the only senior from Houston, Texas. 2004, she was 6th on floor exercise at the SECs. She's been a strong performer, consistent on the balance beam. On a personal note, I've known this young lady since she was about 11 years old. She used to come to our gymnastics camp, so I can't believe she's a senior and doing so well.
She's led off on all 3 of the events that she competes, sometimes all 3 in the same competition. So she really provides strong leadership. It's what Suzanne is counting on from her this year in particular. And she's added difficulty as a senior. She's got a new dismount on balance beam. We'll see if she performs it here.
Come on, Michelle. Thank you.
How did you like to do it? Did you like to start slow, or did you like to go for all your big skills right at the beginning of the season?
Depending on the time in my career. Early in my career, it didn't matter. You're young, you could do it all then. Later on, I had to build. I had to add. Then towards the end, I had to take out.
Well, it worked pretty well. I remember that Olympic medal winning performance on the balance beam, so I guess it worked out okay, didn't it, Debbie?
Preparation for this new dismount. Double pike. Good for her. That puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
That's the win.
You're right. Now, that's a skill she didn't need to go for.
These are 2 layouts. You're really trying to keep those hips and shoulders square. And she attacks the landing. Just a little check of the balance. Double pike, very difficult to land this well. Really easy to get your feet too far underneath you and over rotate.
All right, nice performance for Michelle Emmons.
She can take out the mount if she
So far,
wants
their
to.
score is 9-7 for Brittany
Okay,
Smith,
Nikki, you got it.
9-7-5 for Audrey Bowers, and a 9-7-7-5
it.
for Michelle Emmons. So
You got
3 solid performances in the bag for Georgia here. And this is Nikki Childs. Now, she's just a freshman. She comes from that famous program in Plano, Texas, WOGA, where, of course, Carly Patterson came from, the Olympic all-around champion in Athens. And Nikki is a terrific addition to this team.
Well, they have a whole group of athletes training together, and many of them just went off to college this year. She is gorgeous on this event. Her flexibility and her grace, outstanding here. Oh, gorgeously, absolutely beautiful. She is a nice addition to this Georgia team. They always have the strength and the power and the big tricks. And she brings a lot of finesse. Beautiful walkover. Ready for jump.
Interesting thing, so many of these young ladies compete as individuals when they're trying to make the elite level. And this team atmosphere is a terrific boost for most of these young ladies, and it revives their love of gymnastics.
They love it. I love seeing the sparkling smiles. We're just thrilled to be here.
All right, nice performance. We'll give you her score when we come back. And Alabama will be on the floor.